Hey everybody, what's up? This is the officially unofficial Geek Channel Spoilertastic Weekly Roundup. My name is Carrie Quinn. I am here. I was on here last week, but that's okay because sometimes you got to take weeks off. Anyway, guys, so what's happening? Hi. So we've got some stuff to talk about. Um, First of which is my hair, which apparently right before I went on, this part decided to stick out. That's always fun. I need to shave the sides and the back again very soon of my death hawk here. But you know what? We're gonna go on. We're gonna keep on going on through. We're gonna keep on doing this thing. Um, Hi, so everybody. Um, got some stuff to talk about today before we get to the comics. First and foremost, has everyone been watching Obi-Wan Kenobi, guys? Because that is really, it's really good. It's really good. If you're not watching it, um, it's really good. I gotta say that the VIP, the very important player, the MVP of that show right now is that little Leia. That little Leia, she is absolutely wonderful. And unfortunately, I do not have the actress's name right now, but that's okay. My cats, full disclosure, are a little wild this morning. They have already knocked over various things because that's what cats do. That's what they do. It's what they do. Yeah, we all know that. So another thing, I went to a couple shops yesterday and got some cover buys. Of course, we'll be showing those off in a bit. Some other stuff that I've been watching, guys. I got Netflix back. I got Netflix back, and I watched that first episode of Heartstopper. That is the graphic novel comic show on Netflix. And it's really great to be mentioning it because we are in Pride Month. And it is about um, a gay man, gay boy in high school, in an all boys school, and a bisexual boy in that same school, and the friendship and relationship they start. It's one that actually got mentioned. A friend of the channel, Mars, that Comic Girls queer Pride Month video that she put out yesterday. So if you haven't checked that out yet, check that out. Um, she always does great content. She's also part of the Comics Will Break Your Heart Casually Comics Sunday show with Jen, and that's going to be going on this evening, and they're going to be talking about some of that stuff as well on that show, I'm sure. Um, in fact, that's where this mug comes from. It's their merch store because on Sundays we choose violence, and today is no different. Um, it's a quiet day, except for the fact that my cats are going crazy. I don't know. Is it a full moon, guys? I don't know. Um, they're going nuts today. And in some ways, it's really cute, and in other ways, not so much. Um, but let's see here. What else have I been watching? Because I got Netflix, like I'm watching a bunch of stuff on Netflix, right? Because I'm like, I gotta get my money's worth on this Netflix. So actually, I binged this one show called Inventing Anna. And it is about Anna Delvey, Anna Sorkin, the fake German heiress, is a dramatization of that story. It also stars Anna Cumsley from My Girl fame. She is playing the reporter that broke the major media story about Anna Delvey. It's very, very a lot of fun, and it was interesting to watch. Interesting to kind of see that. I kind of been going on like a documentary binge. I really like Netflix for their documentaries. They do a lot of really great stuff. Another one that I watched was a documentary is called Bad Vegan. Now, let me tell you something, guys. I I firmly believe in the existence of gaslighting, emotional abuse, all that jazz. Um, and you know, she may have this woman may have very well, she was the runner, main chef, operator of a vegan restaurant in New York City, and I guess she went under and had a bunch of problems because this guy that she ended up marrying um, manipulated her out of a lot of money, which is no joke. Um, and she is doing, you know, participating in this documentary with the good people of Netflix, the bad people of Netflix. Yeah, let's face it, Netflix kind of sucks for, you know, but it's cut programming. Yeah. Um, you know, how can a horrible streaming service have something so wonderful as Cobra Kai? I don't know. Um, but she basically goes on camera in one of these interviews, and it is mentioned numerous times. So, you know, you did not hear it incorrectly, folks. Okay. She goes on camera numerous times and talks about how one of the main reasons this guy was able to con her out of so much money, preventing her from paying taxes, paying her employees' wages. Yeah. Um, is because she had a beloved pit bull, um, and he conned her out of millions of dollars because he told her that he could make her and her beloved pit bull immortal. Yes, you heard that right. You heard that right. He was able to con her out of millions of dollars because he told her, I can make you and your pit bull immortal if you just, for the low price of a lot of money. Um, I, oh my goodness, something was really going on there that's very wrong. You hear some of the tapes, and I'm gonna say, you hear some of the tapes, you hear some of that stuff going on, and yes, this woman is very much being emotionally abused by her husband. However, I love my kitties. I love my baby kitties. I love River. I love Kaylee. Um, I know they're not going to live forever. I know I will probably, possibly outlive them. And that part breaks my heart. It does, but it is a reality of life. That's just how it happens. And I love my babies, but I know. Yes, good morning. Yeah, if you're seeing this later, you know, Bizarro Fett, Joe was in the studio today, and he had to sit there and every time I mentioned Bad Vegan and how the dog was supposed to be made immortal, he has to like stifle hilarious hilarity. It's hilarity to him. But I know nobody can make my kitties immortal. How does that happen? How does that happen? You know, I hope that she has all the help that she needs right now, getting through life and healing from this situation. But guys, no matter what anyone tells you, nobody, nobody can make your cute little pit bull, and it's cute too. They showed that he was in it. It was adorable. I can understand why she would want to make him immortal. He just seems so adorable. Oh my god. But anyways, nobody, and I mean nobody, can do that yet. Sorry. But like, it seemed like this person, from what everyone was saying about her, is just really sweet and really nice. And but that doesn't change the fact that she believed somebody, either she's using that as an excuse, or she believes somebody would make her pit bull immortal. Yeah. But anyways, but clearly there was video and audio. This person was clearly using psychological abuse on this woman, and for that, he's a bastard. Um, anyways, I hope she has all the help she needs. And in fact, if you were to dig a little bit deeper on this guy, right, this real life guy, he is actually probably, maybe, partly responsible for the leak. Because okay, so this woman that owned this shop and that got swindled for all this money because of the immortal pit bull promise and that kind of thing. She was a liberal woman, she's a vegan, all that stuff. So this guy that she used to be married to, that swindled her of all this money, has now remarried someone, a part of the ultra right conservative community, media community, and is believed to be partly responsible for the leaking of the Katie Hill photographs. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, former Representative Katie Hill had some incriminating photos um, leaked of her to the media. It was not good. It really sucked that they did that. But these people, they don't care about being, proper. So yeah. So I watched Bad Vegan. I watched Inventing Anna. I started watching Keeper of the Ashes. Um, that is and there's Joe right there in the background. Keeper of the Ashes is on Hulu, and it is hosted. I went on this whole like true crime kind of thing going on here. Okay. It is hosted by Kristen Chenoweth, and it is about I watched the first episode so far. There's a few. It is about the Oklahoma Girl Scout murders from 1977 that happened near Tulsa, Oklahoma. Um, and it is largely unsolved, and scary as shit. Now, I gotta tell you something. I was a Girl Scout. I was a proud Girl Scout, guys. And yeah, so you look at the pictures of this, and this, ever since I heard about this case, it has like it regularly invades my brain and terrorizes me just a little bit. If you were to see some of the photos from this crime scene, where it happens at like a summer camp, and see, the thing is about Girl Scout summer camp, they would have these platforms, right? These wooden platforms. All right. And they would have these tents, these done, like canvas tents set up, big ones where you can have, four bunks, right? Three or four bunks in the tent, right? And they all apparently look the same, and they've all apparently looked the same from the years of 1977 to when I was a little Girl Scout going to summer camp, because, and possibly after, it looked exactly the same. Creepy as shit, okay? Guys, creepy as shit. When you think about it, when it comes right down to it, at the wonderful Camp Tapawingo in Metamora, Illinois, where I went for summer camp, it would have been nothing for someone to walk through there and crazy murder me. Really. When it comes right down to it, it would have been nothing for someone to walk right through there and crazy murder me, or someone else, because that's exactly what happened to these three girls. Oh my God. And it's called Keeper of the Ashes. That first episode was pretty cool. I have not gotten to watch any more of it. I also watched some other stuff on Netflix. I watched this show on HBO Max. Gosh, it was about, forget the name of it. Why am I forgetting the name of it? Well, then I won't talk about it. Fuck it. So speaking of things that we're going to be watching, okay, I have a little project that I'm going to be starting soon. It's going to be really cool. I hope you guys join me for it. It's called 30 to Make a Whovian. Now, what's a Whovian? A Whovian is basically another name for a major, fan of Doctor Who. So, what is 30 to Make a Whovian? Well, a lot of times, let's get right down to the basics. Doctor Who started November 23rd, 1963. Yes, I am that much of a geek. I am that much of a Whovian to know that exactly. November 23rd, 1963. It's a Guinness Book record holder of the longest science fiction show in existence in regular production, off and on, since 1963. Had a little bit of a time period where it was not in production in the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, Guinness Book World Record holder. So Doctor Who is a Time Lord hailing from the planet Gallifrey, and they travel around the universe, time and space, all of time and space, using the TARDIS, which is time and relative dimensions in space. And for the purpose of Doctor Who, it looks like a old British blue police box, which I can tell you, we will talk about Eccleston. Do not worry, Joe. We will talk about Eccleston in a minute. I can tell you from experience, I have been there in London. They still have a couple of them just sitting there, still out in the open. One is right outside the underground entrance to underground, being the underground train system entrance at Earl's Court in London. So yes, it is right there. It's one of the first few things I saw getting into London was that police box, the actual police box. Now, it's been going on for quite some time, obviously, since 1963. So a lot of times I've encountered people in my life who have been like, man, you know what? That Doctor Who stuff is really interesting, but it's kind of daunting because it started in 1963. Well, guys, here I am to tell you, you don't have to go all the way back to 1963. But what? I have a theory. I have a theory that I have a theory that I could show you just a set of episodes and or arcs that would make you a Whovian. And these are essential episodes in my view, and I'm going to be doing shows. It's not going to be a regular schedule like every Monday I'm doing a show, because the reason why I'm doing that is because some of these episodes of this series is going to be just me. Some of them I would like to bring on people to do the show with me, people that I know are Whovians and love the show, and in particular love that episode that I'm talking about. And we're going to start with the 2005 episode Rose. This is the first episode of the New Who revival of Doctor Who after it was gone for a few years, and it is starring Mr. Chris Eccleston as the Doctor, um, with Billy Piper as Rose, the first companion of that new set. Now, Chris Eccleston was in the news recently because apparently he thinks that because of everything going on, that straight white men are now the pariahs of Hollywood and film and television. To which I say, oh, boo frickety who. I don't care. It's a possibility, Mr. Eccleston, that you might just be not getting work because you're difficult to work with. I've heard this. Um, it's funny. It's just like there's stuff that came out a number of years ago where he's talking about mental health awareness and how his mental health was affected, especially doing Doctor Who. He did one season of Doctor Who, and that's a very real thing. Yes, definitely. You know, I don't want to discount anyone's mental health. I have issues myself, but um, I've also heard that Mr. Eccleston is very difficult to work with. Not as difficult as, say, Jared Leto. Apparently, Jared Leto is like really difficult to work with. Kind of a chode. But to say that the reason you don't get work anymore is because you're a straight white male, yeah, no, um, no, no, bad doctor, bad, bad doctor. Okay, but the thing is I wanted to put that out there and just tell you we are still going to watch Chris Eccleston um, um, uh, episodes. We have a few, in fact. I also want um, to state that I he's not my most enjoyed doctor, but you can not deny the impact. And the fact of the matter is that the BBC reinstated Doctor Who, not really knowing it was going to become popular. And part of that had to do with him. Part of the reason it got to continue, and we got David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie Whittaker, and soon Ncuti Gatwa, is because Eccleston came in and participated in that revival of Doctor Who. So we got to give him that. But anyways, what we're gonna do right now, I also went shopping yesterday, and I got some cover buys, guys. Got some cover buys to share with you. I went to, oh golly, where was it that I went? I went to Modern Age Comics in Algonquin, Illinois. Hi, Sheena. You were here just in time to see some cover buys. Yeah, cover buys. Okay, so and also Sheena, I don't know if you've ever watched it, but I just announced a Doctor Who 30 to Make a Whovian series, and I'm going to be starting really soon. So if you've never watched Doctor Who, or you have and just would like to revisit some really cool episodes, that's going to be starting soon. But if you've never watched it, watch my 30 to Make a Whovian, and I might just make you one too. But anyways, I went to a Half Price Books in Algonquin, Illinois, and I went to Modern Age Comics in Algonquin, Illinois. Jesse is the owner, and had some great conversation with him yesterday. So got Joe back into Daredevil. We have him and our regular comic book genius, Neil, to thank for that. Um, yeah, so if Neil, if you're watching this, I know sometimes you watch my show. Um, you had a tag team effort in getting Joe back into Daredevil. I know you had a conversation with him about it the other day, and he talked to someone about it yesterday, and he bought the one of the first volumes of the Chip Zdarsky run and read it all yesterday. A little bit this morning too. Yeah, he finished it this morning. But anyways, first off, from Half Price Books, Joe actually found this one for me. It is a Harley and Ivy meet Betty and Veronica #4. I absolutely love this cover that he found. Um, yeah, this is really cool. Um, yeah. We have also from Half Price Books, we have #5 of the New 52 Harley Quinn series with Saul there. Yeah, love it. And then I also found at Half Price Books, I'm pretty sure I have um, this. I think I have this issue, but yes. Are you saying that about Chip Zdarsky? Because he is pretty awesome. Or are you saying that about Joe? Joe is pretty awesome as well. So, um, actually, I think I have #2, but I did not have this cover. I do not know who did it, but judging by the style, I think it was Bill Sienkiewicz, and you'll be able to see that as well. But it's Harley Quinn Rebirth #2. Isn't this awesome? So I know, and I'm so excited that he is represented in the Harley Quinn cartoon as well. I love that. I love that he's in it as well, and I love that I heard another piece of news that's going to be coming back sometime this summer with new episodes. Yeah, I love that one. Do you know is am I right on the artist? Is it Bill? Bill? Oh God, I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly. Psychovenants, I think. Oh my God. Let's do these in order here. Let's do these in a certain order. Then that was it from um, Half Price Books. Now we're getting on to the stuff that I got at Modern Age Comics. I have Batman White Knight #1. Um, but again, this cover is the 4th print, and I absolutely loved it. And I've seen it before, and I didn't have it. And I was like, you know what? I'm scoring this one. Check that out. Isn't that awesome? And next, we're going to talk about. I got a little 3-issue set here. This is from the Rebirth era. It's the Joker Loves Harley #11. I believe that is the A cover. Okay. Joker Loves Harley part 2. You have Dead Meat and Joker here. Yeah, it's part 2. And then last but not least, we have the Frank Cho cover, which I remarked in the store when I saw it. I was like, this is a Frank Cho cover that doesn't have a white background, for crying out loud. Because if you are aware, the Frank Cho variant covers for Harley Quinn, a lot of them have that white background. And it, like, when I mentioned that, like, the the owner of the shop was like, yes, geez, what's up with that? And I was like, because those covers get dirty. Like you touch them and it's dirt all over them because they're got that white background. Ugh, and it's so visible. I love the covers. I love the art in them. It's just annoying white background, dirty. But this is number 13. It's the third part of the Joker Loves Harley series, and it is the Frank Cho cover. And as you can see, it is not a white background. Who would have thought? Yes, I think I saw that. I did not get that, but it was awesome. Yes. But yeah, that's my cover buys, guys. Woo! Love cover buys. All Harley stuff because I am, of course, doing that whole Harley Quinn. I want to collect everything Harley Quinn thing. That's just me. That's just me doing that. I collect other things too. Like I've got most of the Joker War Saga issues. I think I just need some of the collateral damage ones. Like I almost bought one of the Catwoman ones yesterday, but I reeled myself in and said, no, no, Carrie, no, no, not today. There's also another book there that I swear to God, guys, if I had the money, I would have dropped it right then. And I keep on seeing it. It's been there for a while. It is, if you're a Harley Quinn fan, you know that Harley Quinn #1 of the most recent run had a shit ton of variants. One of them was this one that was a very Tom Tom Club, Genius of Love kind of style, where it was on this pink background and it was Harley. And some of you may also know that there is a version of it that is a virgin variant, has a green background. That was a gift from Lunar Distribution, one per store. And it is obviously one per store, pretty rare. And it is for sale in that shop for $150. Someday, I will have it. She will be mine. Oh, yes, she will be mine. I want it. I need it. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Anyways, so we have come to the moment you have been waiting for. My comic reviews, my Spoilertastic comic reviews. As always, I rank these from my least enjoyed to my most enjoyed, and I talk about them, and I include some spoilers. So if you have not read your weekly comics and you care about spoilers, now would be the time to turn put the little pause button on if you're not watching this live. If not, come back later. But here we go. First, we're going to talk about Batman #124. Guys, I thought we were done with the whole Abyss thing. I realized, okay, see, here's the thing is, it's Abyss, but it's not Abyss. Okay, it is and don't roll your eyes at me. Joe does not agree with me on this one. It is, the detective is now using the Abyss costume to find the person that killed her parents, that kidnapped and ultimately led to the death of her parents. It is interesting for the purpose that she has decided to use the Abyss costume because she wants people to be afraid of her. And she is bent on finding these people and killing them. And Batman pretty much is just like, you know what? I don't agree with this. I don't do that. But he watches and just kind of sits there and is, I don't know if you want to consider it like the angel on her shoulder or something like that, but he just does not stop her. But something stops her. Something gets her better judgment, and she decides that she's just going to see that they're arrested, and the long arm of the law, will embrace them. Um, so she is, he probably did think that. But you know what the thing is he sat there and he basically kind of was like, you know, I would have done it, and then I didn't because reasons. And because he tells her the story about how they found the people that killed his parents after he'd gone through all of his training. We're just gonna wait for that to go by. You guys probably heard that because it's loud as fuck. But that's the theme song of Rockford, Illinois, is the sirens, ambulance sirens. Um, so she's going to get in contact with Batman Incorporated, it sounds like, and become part of Batman Incorporated. Um, it's basically, we're tying up, whatever loose ends they thought we had. We're getting done with this run. Williamson did fantastic. It was great. We had the Shadow War issues through this. That was fantastic. Great job. And we are moving on to next month, the first of the Chip Zdarsky run. Chip Zdarsky, Jorge Jimenez back on the art. Guys, that's going to be some good stuff. If you've seen any of the previews, you know, I am a fan of the Jorge Jimenez art that we had with the Tinian run on Batman. He's coming back. He's going to be working with Chip Zdarsky, and we are going to have some Tim Drake stuff. Yes. Regularly forgotten, but pretty awesome. Tim Drake coming in. Joe loves Tim Drake, so he is excited. And that's coming next month. I have my theories on what's going to happen with that one, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see if they're right. Next one we're going to be talking about is the new Nubia, Queen of the Amazons, Part 1 of 4, by Stephanie Williams. We got Martinez, Morales, Livesay, and Guimarães, I'm going to say. Yeah. I am not a fan of this cover, I will say. But that's okay. That's okay. But I will say this was not necessarily anything to write home about, but if you are interested in Nubia as I am, I love Nubia. I love the story that came out a few months ago, started a few months ago. It's a 6-part series. If you haven't read it, I fully recommend it. So good. So good. Those of you that do not know, Nubia is one of the Amazons that actually did come through the well. And this was a number of years ago. That's the storyline that they're going with right now. Nubia came through the well, and this well is supposed to bring women that died violently at the hands of men, and gives them a second chance at life with the Amazons. So at the beginning of this series, we have the well revisited because nobody had come through the well in a long time since Nubia, right? So then all of a sudden people start coming through the well, and what happens with that. And you've also got Doom's Doorway rumbling about, and it's a good series. I very much enjoyed it. It was also written by Williams as well. Beautiful art as well. I forget who did the art on that one. But Nubia, Queen of the Amazons, is another little 4-issue series. The issue is a build up to the new story that we're going through right now. You have Nubia and some of the Amazons are visiting the Hall of Justice, and the some of them are getting their own experiences in the Hall of Justice. There's a gift shop in the Hall of Justice, guys. If you didn't already know, there's a gift shop. And it's they're talking about their next step that they're going to go, and they're going to be working with the Escuela, Sisters of the Amazon, to speak out against corporations destroying the rainforest, because it's a hot topic back in the 90s and the 80s, and it is still something that is happening, and they want to go and they want to help out with that. Now you have the conflict in the issue, which is there is a masked, hooded individual who is very interested in getting Nubia's amulet, one that was regifted to her during her coronation issue. Just came out, I believe, last month. Yeah. So they are looking to attack Nubia to get that for some reason. It is not an exciting issue, but it is a building issue. Hi, Keely. What you doing, little girl? Are you going to come be on camera? You can come be on camera. Are you going to come here? Oh my God, we might have a very special moment happening. Oh my goodness. You see the ears, don't you? Oh my goodness. Very special. Come here. Come here. She's never been on camera before. Oh, but there's a ton of stuff over there. Oh my gosh, look at her little tail. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me move some stuff so you can sit there, sweetheart. Yeah, let me move some. Oh no, I took too long. She's a very impatient little cat. She's an impatient little cat. She almost sat on me while I was filming. That was cute. She almost did it. She actually just used me as the bounding off point here. Oh my God, that was so adorable. She likes when I'm sitting here and doing stuff to sit right next to me on this little blanket here. Um, and sometimes it's cuddles time, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's cuddles time while I'm filming. That is so cool. But it's not. It's not cuddles time. False alarm, guys. But you did get to see her jump across me a little bit. Kaylee Spaghetti. Oh my God, I love that little girl. But yeah, Nubia is just kind of a building issue. Nubia, one of four building issue, kind of getting you into this new series. The next issue I'm going to be talking about is Dark Knights of Steel, 7 of 12. Are you coming back? You're going to sit next to me. Okay. Dark Knights of Steel. Digging this Dan Mora cover with what you find out is Beast Boy in dragon form. Guys, we got dragons. We have dragons in Dark Knights of Steel. And it's really cool because Beast Boy can turn into any animal that he has seen. And as he says, believe me, I've seen some shit. So basically, we have the continuation of the last issue where the Bat Knight, the Dark Knight, the Batman Knight, he is kind of in a Superman origin situation where he is being taken care of because he has a lot of injuries and stuff by the Kents in this series, and he has encountered a number of the Teen Titans. The Teen Titans in this series, one of them is Raven, and Beast Boy, Starfire, um, they are the children. Okay, the children. So we have them. We have Raven removing a shard of kryptonite from Batman. Now, why is this a problem? Well, it's because some issues ago we found out that Superman's father, Jor-El, is actually Bruce Wayne's father as well. So he is part Kryptonian, and yeah. So, but he had been kind of like physically kicked out, removed by Kal-El, because we got this whole kind of Game of Thrones meets DC universe kind of thing going on, and it seems that Bruce Wayne happens to be like Jon Snow, maybe. However, yeah. Hi, Serge. Nice to see ya. Um, so he's recovering, but then Constantine in the other kingdom has given has gotten the demon, which is Ra's al Ghul, to raise from the dead the prince, um, in the from the kingdom of storms, and so, but the prince can't let everyone know that he's back because people would think that's weird, and yeah, you know, I just thought of that just now. So, but if you think about it, it's kind of, it, Game of Thrones, that last season sucks so bad. Um, so we have Rachel Ghoul performing this favor, I guess, for Constantine, getting the kid back to life and the prince back to life. And I guess Constantine's promise was basically the Teen Titans, which I don't understand. I don't get that. Um, but okay, I'll run with it. So, um, the gosh, why am I having problems talking? Ra's al Ghul and Talia come to collect their fee, which is the Teen Titans in that situation. Um, yeah, why did they make Bran king? Why? How? How is it possible? Why? 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 He disappeared for all that time. Like nobody knew where he was. People thought he was dead. Like it bothers me because hi Damien. It bothers me mostly because the idea of plot development was totally thrown out the window by that entire show. Totally out the window. It bothers me. Game of Thrones should not have ended with Bran becoming king. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, so you get the idea that this is Ra's al Ghul has come to collect his fee, and Talia is with him, and Batman, and with the help of the Teen Titans, and Beast Boy turning himself into a rad green dragon that breathes fire, kind of gets them to runs them off, and you get the idea that some stuff is going to be going down a battle in the next issue. So that's going to be fun. I hope we get more of of Beast Boy turning into a dragon because I love dragons. It's my favorite mythical creature is a dragon. Love dragons. Love dragons. We are still hurt by that shit. Okay? We are. You are seen. You are seen. You are seen. And your feelings are valid. And yes, more dragons. More dragons. Love. You know what? I need Batman because technically it looked like he was riding him on the cover. Yeah, I definitely need Batman being a dragon rider in that shit. But you know what? Speaking of dragons, speaking of all that, I know how Game of Thrones did us dirty in that last season. Um, However, I still kind of want to watch that dragon show, like the Targaryen show that's coming out, because Matt Smith is going to be in it. It looks kind of rad. Um, because there's going to be dragons, dragons, dragons. Anyways, I need to have him ride that dragon, and it's not a euphemism. Just ride the goddamn dragon. Throughout, I think it's going to happen. It has to happen that he's going to ride that dragon because throughout literature history, like we have the Dragon Riders of Pern by McCafferty. We have all this stuff. We have tons of stories of people, the Dragon Riders. Yet we have to have Batman in a fantasy series like Dark Knights of Steel riding a goddamn dragon. It's gonna happen, guys. Mark my words. Gonna happen. Ride that sexy dragon. Indeed. Indeed. Not that I would ever call Beast Boy sexy. That's weird. But dragons. Next book I'm going to talk about. Now that we talked about Dark Knights of Steel. We ranted about Game of Thrones last season. Now, let's talk about Dark Crisis 1 of 7. John Superman of Earth is out to produce his own Justice League. And let me tell you, some people jumped at that opportunity. No questions asked. I'm looking at you, Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Looking at you. The thing is Booster Gold is just, I think he's just happy to be a part of the Justice League. And I did not talk about Ivy yet. Nope. I did not talk about Ivy yet. We will get to it in a moment. So John is trying to develop his own. He thinks the world needs a Justice League because he's looking around. One, something's going to have to happen involving everything that Black Adam is saying that happened. 1 and 2, because criminals be running amok since the Justice League died. And he's just like, the world needs a Justice League. So he's going around to everybody's friends and being like, hey, I'm putting together a band. It's called the Justice League. How would you like to join? And it's with varied results. Like I said, yeah, dude, here's the thing. You're here for the spoilers. We know you're here for the spoilers. Here's the thing. Jace Fox has the response that I think kind of clouds my feelings involving Jace Fox as Batman, whether they meant to or not. I'm very much still reading I Am Batman. However, his response is very Not just, I don't think that's a good idea for me, but he outright gets a little bit condescending. Is like, the last Batman that was a part of a team got killed. So no team for me. And why don't you just get one of the Robins? You, at this point, do not deserve to wear that cowl. Give it up if you are not going to be part of this. Okay? Okay. But you know who else also is at this time? Yeah, I believe she really does. At this time, um, though I think she'll probably enter later. Um, she's not shitty about it by any means. She's just like, man, I got my stuff going on here, and I don't think she understands the concept is Yara Floor. Um, she is visited by John Kent, and John Kent helps her in something that's going on, and she's like, and I'm really sorry, and but I got my stuff going on. I have faith in Yara Floor that Yara Floor will join eventually. But like seriously, we've got y'all gonna love this if you haven't read it already. Our new Justice League, and I'm gonna show y'all. Um, though I think we will have more stuff, more people coming in, but we have the new Justice League. Now, Black Adam poo poos it. He poo poos it. He basically points out everyone. He's like, do you need two Blue Beetles? Because you probably don't need two Blue Beetles. I'm going to say he might have a point about that one. But you know what? They said they wanted to do it. So we'll have two Blue Beetles, okay? Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. Do y'all see the really righteous, awesome thing? Yep. Yep. Here's the thing. Because and this whole issue, like that he's going and like there's like this page of him going to different people and asking them to be part of the Justice League. And at first you think Carly's not going to be a part of it because she's like, really? But then because my girl steps up, she steps up and she does the job. Harley Quinn is a member of the Justice League at this point in time. Guys, Harley Quinn is in the Justice League. I love me some Harley Quinn. You know I love my Harley Quinn. And let's hear from Booster Gold, the man that it literally was like no consideration whatsoever. None. I had to think about it. None of that. Booster Gold, guys. This Booster Gold. Stepping up, coming in. So you got Black Adam. He decides he's going to poo-poo everything. All right. And he's going to go run off and help his people. And he makes the statement that's going to bring us into issue 2. In saying that we all know who should be leading this Justice League. So, not your parent. No, not at all. Not your parents' Justice League. No, sirree. Unless you're, well, I mean, I'm 40 years old. I mean, I could very well, if I had children, I could very well have a child that's at least 20 years old. But I didn't. Thank you very much. No, not for me. Um, but yeah, it's this chick's Justice League. Let me tell you at least that. Yeah. Um, we also had some Supergirl there. Um, Killer Frost. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But the highlight for me is seeing Harley Quinn ready to kick some ass. Um, but yes, the Black Adam makes the statement that there should be one person that should be the leader of this Justice League, and we find at the end of the issue, John is headed towards the Teen Titans Academy because he wants to talk to Nightwing. And I think he wants to make Nightwing the head of the Justice League. But Nightwing is conducting his normal classes at Titans Academy, and some shit starts going down. Because guess who is involved in all of this and taking grand advantage at the fact that now there is no Justice League? That would be Mr. Deathstroke himself. And believe me, guys, if you are on any kind of social media, you are definitely seeing that art for next month's issue. Oh my goodness. Fucking Slade Wilson. Indeed. 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 You want to talk to Dick too? Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey. Um, who doesn't want to talk to Dick? You know I'm more of a Jason Todd girl, which we definitely have Jason Todd promise somewhere in this becoming a Green Lantern. If you do not recall, Jason Todd is going to become a Green Lantern. We have heard this. We know this. It's coming. Um, um, Jason Todd is coming as a Green Lantern. It's going to be great. Um, it's going to be great. I'm going to keep telling myself that. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah. Um, Teen Titans Tower under attack. We're going to see more. Yeah. Scumbag boyfriend army. Yeah. Um, and he's going to become a Green Lantern. Indeed. If we can pull him away from Task Force Z. Indeed. So next is the moment that Sheena's been waiting for. Poison Ivy, number 1. Humanity had its chance. Okay, guys, I have feelings involving this. Okay, first with the positive. Let's go positive first. Um, Great, beautiful art. The team on this one is Wilson, Takara, and Printo. Great art on this one. I love the way that the inner monologue is like a letter, and you find out it is definitely a letter to Harley. Um, in fact, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have read Poison Ivy number 1 and you have not read the second story, the backup story in Batman, you're going to want to go read that second story in Batman because it is like a prologue to what we get in Poison Ivy number 1. You find out um, basically a little bit more background on what's going on with Pamela, with Dr. Isley, in that background, involving a little bit more about what happened with her powers. Now, I like the whole, and oh, by the way, the whole like way that they do the narration, and that kind of thing, is also in that prologue story in Batman. Um, so it is probably something that I would see them continuing throughout the at least this arc. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a moment. Um, it and the thing is like you heard how I felt about the Batman, um, the Batman story in there, and so yeah, you know what? If you didn't read Fear State, um, the thing is there's not a lot of the Queen Ivy stuff in the Joker Wars, though. You can get away with just doing a Google search and finding out about the Queen Ivy stuff that does happen in Joker War and not have to read the entire thing. However, I know, Sheena, you being a Harley Quinn fan, that Joker War stuff, if you haven't read it, really great. Especially, one of my favorite moments of Harley Quinn is in the Joker War. And that, actually, a couple of my favorite moments of Harley Quinn is in the Joker War. Right in the beginning of the Joker War, situation, you have Harley Quinn number 75, where you have a secondary story, the backup story. Um, yeah, the Gardner issue too is important to also, yeah. Um, Harley Quinn 75 had that backup, story where you have that one showdown between Harley Quinn and Punchline. And at the end of it, Punchline thinks that she's basically killed Harley, and Harley goes home and stitches up her own neck. Her own neck. She stitches up her own neck because she's badass. Um, but you have a lot of, you have that major progression of you have dynamic, especially near the end of the Joker War, where you find that dynamic, of her and Batman's understanding of each other and how he makes the decision, you know, to move that forward. Um, yeah, it is, because it's really awesome. You have moments throughout the Joker War that really bring Harley and Batman together in a way that hadn't happened yet. Um, Particularly Harley going on this journey to become a hero. Really, like, yeah. Um, Now, I have quite a lengthy, um, fear state video here on my channel, where I basically go over fear state. Um, Overall, as an overall product, I did not really like fear state all that much. Um, I think we were promised certain things and they did not deliver. However, basically anything that has to do with Catwoman's story, Harley's story, and Ivy. Um, that's the reason to read any of it. Um, I think that, especially in my video, and I talk about it more, Harley Quinn and, Catwoman are the MVPs of Fear State. Basically, everything they do, every intention they have, is the reason why Fear State ends positively at all. Um, Without Catwoman's efforts and Harley Quinn's efforts to rejoin Poison Ivy. Without that, because then Poison Ivy makes a decision to choose love in that moment, and she releases her pheromones to help calm everyone in the city down. If that did not happen, Gotham would not have fared as well as it did. Because if it was not for Harley Quinn and Catwoman, it wouldn't have worked out. It is fear state, and Harley Quinn's actions, Catwoman's actions and intentions, um, um, okay, well, see you later. See you later. Harley Quinn's actions and intentions, Catwoman's actions and intentions done out of love was the only way to combat fear. Hope and love combating fear. Without that, there's nothing. But back to Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy has decided that she is going to take what little power she does have still to create these parasitic mushrooms, something that you did see in the 80th anniversary villains issue story for Poison Ivy. She is going to spread these parasitic mushroom funguses until there is nothing, no humans, no animals, just plants and beautiful flowers. Nobody is going to exist except Harley Quinn. Wow. I've heard of loving someone. I love someone. I love people. I love someone in particular. But her plan right now is basically to spread enough of this parasitic mushroom fungus stuff to eliminate all animal and human life from the planet, except for, including herself, so that all there is beautiful plants and flowers and Harley Quinn. Yeah, I don't think Harley's going to be too keen on that one. I don't think Harley's really going to... Harley's not going to thank you for this, Pamela. Mm-mm. No. You're killing animals and everyone. This is definitely... You are not listening to Harley Quinn when she's talking about who she wants to be. She does anticipate that, yeah, Harley's just gonna love that. It's possible that this might be, but I think a more effective showdown might be Swamp Thing versus Pamela. But Harley is definitely not going to welcome being alone with no people and animals, especially the animals. Harley Quinn is definitely a lover of animals. If you've read any Harley Quinn, you know Harley Quinn is a lover of animals. Harley Quinn basically, frees all these animals from an animal shelter and houses them in a building that she inherited in Coney Island. Guys, Harley Quinn loves animals. Harley Quinn definitely is not going to be into this. You killed all the moo cows? What the hell? She's definitely not going to be into this, guys. She's not going to be into this. Harley Quinn is not going to be into the whole concept of there being nothing but plants, flowers, and Harley Quinn on Earth. No. Just no. Just no. Just no, 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 no. But could we get a Swamp Thing and Pamela Poison Ivy showdown? Maybe. Florinic Man might also be a character that shows up in this, of course. But next thing that we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about Batman Beyond #3. This is my next to last comic that I'm going to talk about today. I am really just regularly enjoying this. Regularly enjoying this. We have, again, a really great way to do the narration from Terry McGinnis, where he is basically journaling his experience dealing with Neo Gotham, addressing it to Bruce. I'm almost out of coffee, so it's a good thing I'm almost done. Addressing it to Bruce Wayne, because Bruce is dead. We have him attending the party to commemorate the retirement Police Commissioner Gordon, Barbara Gordon, that is, and kind of feeling out the crowd to find allies. And he finds one in a police officer, a female police officer, potential ally for later. That's a lot of the issue, is dealing with that, trying to find allies in this whole problem. And now you have the Powers company is now going to be sponsoring the police department, which is not good shit, guys. Not good shit at all. Really just enjoying this overall, with the narration addressed to Bruce, the detective work that he's doing, everything like that is looking really good. But okay, so here's the thing, guys. We're going to talk about the last issue, and I'm going to just address the fact that I am not talking about the Pride issue yet. That's because I don't have it yet. I had when Joe went to pick it up, he had the opportunity to order a specific cover for me. I don't want to spend money on the comic twice, so I'm going to wait for this particular cover to come in. It is the variant cover with Pamela Poison Ivy and Harley on the cover, so I'm going to wait on that, and I'll definitely talk about it when I get it. But my #1 issue of the week is Aquaman Andromeda by Ron V. Christian Ward. Oh my goodness. My goodness, guys. If you follow me on Twitter, which if you're not, you should be, it's at Carrie Quinn, at Carrie Q Author. Follow me on Twitter. I mentioned yesterday that sometimes you read something where the art and the writing is presented in such a way that you read it and you hold your breath almost while reading it. And something is so beautiful, so amazing, so awesome that you're literally you feel like you're holding your breath while reading it. You have to sit there and just like, okay, I'm going to catch my breath. You're turning green, you're turning blue, catch your breath, go back into it. And that is the beauty that is displayed with this art pairing with this fantastic writing by Rom V, art by Christian Ward. Dear God, it's amazing. Guys, I can't get enough of it. It's so awesome. So basically, we have a situation where one, I was holding my breath while reading it. Okay. Yes, definitely. Um, we'll come back, watch this part of the program after you've read it because it's mostly just going to be me gushing about this whole entire thing. Um, Obviously, this is Romvey's and Christian Ward's work that is going to be kind of like a water horror. Okay, you legit have an unknown um, that it is an item that was an UFO, an unidentified flying object, came through the atmosphere, crashed into the ocean. At a certain point in the ocean, just crashed into the ocean. And there is a military boat escort that's dropping one of these like probe submarines that can go like like you see in like Titanic, that can go like really low into the water, and it's going and it's on this journey to it's going to be underwater, like down on the surface of the ocean floor. Um, an extended period of time. They're going to basically sneak up on this thing to investigate it and see what it is because they found it. They want to go look at it. So they are going to be doing this. Well, you also have the little bit of the side story about the one of the women that's on this submarine. It is her name is Yvette, and she has a narration throughout the story where you find out that her father was obsessed with the ocean and it had died when she was younger, and she became a marine biologist, and he would just love that um, and be so proud of her because he loved the sea. And you find out that her father like basically drowned, um, and she saw it happen and she tried to save him. And you have also this other story where you have Aquaman, and he spends time during like some winter months out in this remote part of Russia in this village, and he does like work and he works with the people, and he's uh, it comes time for him to go back to the sea. So then you have that happen, and then you have this thing where you have the submarine has this military escort, and the military escort gets attacked by a kraken. Yeah, so you have this whole Lovecraftian like horror kind of thing going on with this kraken, and it gets demolished, right? And they're thinking everyone is going to be killed, and it's going to be horrible, and oh my god. But then they get like this visual that and message and visual that Aquaman is actually saving all these people, and they're like, oh my god. And there's this like whole idea that she is sitting there, and it's like you have this legend of this man, and he does he's the king of the ocean, he's the king of the seas, um, and just the way that that is presented is absolutely beautiful. One of those moments where you have to stop, you have to catch your breath, and then go back in because it's actually so breathtaking. Um, and if you have been reading Swamp Thing, if you've been reading his run of Catwoman, if you've been reading anything he's written recently, Rom V has this poetic beauty to his writing, and I absolutely he's hands down, guys, he is probably one of my favorite writers right now. And I cannot wait for issue 2, honestly. Some of the ways that they do this, like Like just this title page, guys. Like insane, insane, insane. Christian Ward's writing or art is insane. Um, the writing insane. I'm trying to find. There's another image that I absolutely was like just taken by. Black Manta is headed to the same wreckage as well. We have that tale as well. Let's see here. Where is it? You have the Kraken coming up out of the sea. Um, oh, this right here. Definitely. Absolutely gorgeous. There's a monochromatic almost, not quite monochromatic, but almost monochromatic feel to it, which is either going to the king beneath the sea. Like, that's absolutely awesome. There's a monochromatic feel to the art, and that's either going to be something that it's not completely monochromatic because monochromatic would mean that it's just values of one color. Um, However, there are more than one kind of color here, but it's like there's like the merging of about, in a lot of it, especially the undersea part, there's the merging of at least two to three monochromatic qualities that is there. Um, if that is something that appeals to you, you know, the art will definitely appeal to you. Um, that is one thing. But that's it for me. Um, so that's it for the comics, guys, and that's pretty much it for the show. Let me tell you something. I would like you guys to comment in the comments. What do you think of this week's comics? Have you watched any of the things I mentioned today? Are you a Whovian, or are you looking forward to my 30 to make a Whovian series coming up starting soon? We also have What's Happening Wednesday from last week. I watched Fast and the Furious. Joe watched Pretty Woman. Check out what we thought of them from last Wednesday. This week, we're going to be doing our last Cruel Summer um, Fest, where we pick a movie that we think the other person is going to hate to see what happens. It's going to be the last of that. Then we're going to be doing a comic book adaptation series, our three favorite comic book adaptation films. And I'm just going to tell you right now, The Crow is going to be one of them. Yes, The Crow is going to be one of them. And yes, guys, I actually kind of liked Fast and the Furious. And Joe liked Woman. But you got to hear about it. You got to hear more about it. Watch our show. Listen to our show. It's great. It's fun. Um, this week, I have chosen my film. I do not know if Joe has officially chosen his film. Yes, Howard the Duck will be a part of our comic book adaptation series. Yep, we have The Crow, and I think we're starting with Dread, right? He's nodding yes. But Howard the Duck will be watched. So stay tuned. But I have my movie picked for Cruel Summer. I don't know if Joe has his picked yet. Um, I am going to make Joe watch Pitch Perfect. Conan? Okay, so Conan the Barbarian will be watched by me. God help me. Um, and I will be terrorizing Joe with Pitch Perfect. So tune in and you'll find out what we think. And until next time, I'll be seeing ya. Bye.